Good morning, friends. This is Miss Dennis. It's a terrific Tuesday, and I thought that I would just take some time to read some books for you guys. So the first book that I'm going to read to you today is called The Scarecrow's Hat. What is a scarecrow? A scarecrow is something that people build out of hay. You see the straw or the hay that they use to feed animals with. And typically they'll get an old piece of clothing and they stuff the hay in there so that it looks like a person, because they want birds to be scared. That's why they call it a scarecrow, to scare away birds that might eat the vegetables that are growing in a garden or on a farm. And so this story, The Scarecrow's Hat, is going to be about that. The Scarecrow's Hat. That's a nice hat, said Chicken to Scarecrow. Yes, it is, replied Scarecrow, but I'd rather have a walking stick. I've been standing here for years now, and my arms are so tired. I'd love a walking stick to lean on. I'd swap my hat for a walking stick any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a walking stick, but she knew someone who did. So the chicken is going to go try and find a walking stick. That's a nice walking stick, said Chicken to Badger. Yes, it is, replied Badger. But I'd rather have a piece of ribbon. It gets hot and stuffy underground, so I prop my door open with my stick. But I'm always tripping over it. If I had a ribbon, I could tie the door open. I'd swap my walking stick for a ribbon any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a ribbon, but she knew someone who did. So now the chicken's going to try and find the ribbon to get the walking stick for the Scarecrow, who would rather have a walking stick than his hat. That's a nice wool coat, said Chicken to Sheep. Yes, it is, replied Sheep. I want to make sure you can see that, guys. That's its fur. It's a wool coat. But I'd rather have, let me start over. That's a nice wool coat, said Chicken to Sheep. Yes, it is, replied Sheep, but I'd rather have a pair of glasses. I have to keep a lookout for the wolf, and my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I really need a pair of glasses. I'd swap some of my wool for a pair of glasses any day. Did I skip a page? I did. I skipped a page. I was sitting here thinking, well, why aren't we talking about the ribbon? Well, the reason is because I missed a page. So when something doesn't make sense and you're reading a book, you need to go back and figure it out, because sometimes it means we messed up. And this time, Miss Dennis messed up. So let's start back with the Badger. The Badger had the walking stick, but he really wanted a ribbon so that he could keep his door open without tripping on the walking stick. Okay? Now we're on the right page, right? Okay. That's a nice ribbon, said Chicken to Crow. Yes, it is, said Crow, but I'd rather have some wool. My nest is on this high stone ledge, and it's very hard to sit on. I'd love some warm, soft wool to line it with. I'd swap this ribbon for some wool any day. Now, Chicken didn't have any wool, but she knew someone who did. So there's the crow with the ribbon. And remember, the badger wants the ribbon so he can keep his door open. And then the badger would give the walking stick to the scarecrow, right? So now Chicken goes to the sheep for the nice coat of wool that the crow wants for its nest high up on the ledge where it gets windy and cold at night, right? That's a nice wool coat, said Chicken to Sheep. Yes, it is, replied Sheep, but I'd rather have a pair of glasses. I have to keep a lookout for the wolf, and my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I really need a pair of glasses. I'd swap some of my wool for a pair of glasses any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a pair of glasses, but she knew someone who did. Sorry, guys. Okay, that's a nice pair of glasses, said Chicken to Owl. Do you see the owl? Yes, it is, said Owl. My old one's broke, so I had to get a new pair. The sun streams through my window and keeps me awake all day, which wouldn't matter if I had a good thick blanket to sleep under. I'd swap my glasses for a blanket any day. Now, Chicken didn't have a blanket, but he knew someone who did. That's a nice blanket, Chicken said to Donkey. Yes, it is, replied Donkey, but I'd rather have a few feathers. The flies drive me crazy, buzzing around my ears. My tail isn't quite long enough to flick them away, but if I had some long feathers tied to the end of it, I could swat them easily. I'd swap my blanket for a few long feathers any day. Quick as a flash, Chicken pulled out 1, 2, 3 of her longest feathers and tied them to Donkey's tail. Is that what Donkey wanted? Yes. Donkey was delighted, and true to his word, he swapped his blanket for the feathers. So now the chicken has given the donkey what he wants. So Chicken took the blanket to Owl, who swapped it for his glasses, the old ones, of course. He took the glasses to Sheep, who swapped them for her wool. She took the wool to Crow, who swapped it for her ribbon. She took the ribbon to Badger, who swapped it for his walking stick. Finally, she got the walking stick to Scarecrow. With a grateful sigh of relief, he leaned his tired old arms on the stick and gladly swapped it for his battered old hat. Chicken took the hat and filled it with fresh, sweet-smelling straw. Why would you think that the chicken would fill the hat with sweet-smelling straw? That's a nice nest, said Duck. Yes, it is, said Chicken, and I wouldn't swap it for anything. So what was the chicken getting ready to do? Was the chicken getting ready to lay some eggs? That's what I think. The Scarecrow's hat. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day. I'm going to upload this to Seesaw, and I'll be reading more books. Have a great day.